So in this video, I want to go ahead and essentially take a look at, first and foremost, how can we add a preview button to our articles so we can preview the articles. So in order to do that, we can go into our article resource. And in here, we should very well have an action we can add in here. So we have the filters here, and then we have actions. So we want to create an action in here. And we can call this preview. And then in this case, it's gonna go to URL. And we're just gonna have articles to show. And then we want to pass through the article in here. So at the moment, this will fail because we can't essentially pass through anything in here. And we just want to figure out how we can essentially do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this onto a new line. Just gonna have a label of preview in here. I'm gonna have, in this case, a URL in here with a shorthand for record here, so we can get the record we are trying to retrieve, and then we just say articles to show and add in the record. We also want to add in an icon here, and we're just gonna have the eye icon. And we want open in URL new tab and color to be gray. And this needs to be articles to show. We'll just check what we call the root in here. Article to show. This now gives us direct access to this page here. Now we have an issue on the category blade.php file here for the attempt to read path on null. So we want to go ahead and take a look at that. So we can add some type safety in here. We still get an issue here with the image as well. There we go. So now we have this in here. But what we really want to go ahead and do in here is if is it. And then we just want to end if. And if there's nothing, we just don't want to show it. We don't want it to even have the attempt to try to render an image that doesn't exist in this case. And then outside of that, I think we should have some space between these. So if you go up and say, add some space in here. We can just add an MT5. Actually, add a MT10. And then in this case up here, we have the title, we have the image set here, we have the tip tab converter with the content. But there's nothing in content here, and we just have the title. So what else can we add in here? We want to have some breadcrumbs, really, in order to basically navigate back. So in this case, let's see what components we got in here. Let's just see how this looks before we do anything. It doesn't look perfect on the page yet, so we want to essentially go ahead and modify this a bit. We can add a separator in here as well. And we can go ahead and maybe have some URLs in here. So for the home page, we just want to say root home. And in this case, we don't, I believe, have a category overall page. So we just want to go in, go to the category, and just have home for now. But you may want to add more to this in the future. So we can go ahead and say, this is the, in this case, category title. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove this inside the article so that it fits a bit better in. We'll work on the UI in a moment and just get it to look a little bit more neatly in here in the category page because there's some work to do. So let's take a look at that now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get rid of the space Y3 here. We're also gonna change these classes up a tiny bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and modify this bit here. This should be BG wine. Now for the breadcrumbs that we had on just before, we're gonna go back in here and add them. And I'm gonna go in here and have the PHP code again. For the whole article bit, we're gonna go in here and replace this. Should now look roughly like this. We get a placeholder image and we get the default image if it exists otherwise. And outside of that, we're just gonna have a section here at the bottom. And it looks a lot better now, I think. So obviously, in this case, if you go in, the parent category name is a little bit weird, but it goes with the category name in here, basically. Now, the last bit of action we could add in here is in case the category is not uppercase in the start, then we could go ahead and add in something like str title. And we will have this titled up here. So for example, in the case of something where the category is parent, it will be a title here. So that's perfect. That gives us a bit of structure in here. And I think that's really nice to have for our application. Now, of course, we have more work to do on this. We have, if you go back in here again, you can see we have a little bit of an issue here up with the icon. Let's see what's going on there. We'll go ahead and take a look at that as well. Now, one of the other things I want to go ahead and take a look at in the next couple of videos essentially is sorting out, is essentially just getting certain we have better SEO content and so on. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.